Hello, everybody. Welcome to some more WLDL action. We are getting right into things. We have got week 2 matchup, Kaya Division, Sync Catz versus Anti-Farm. And it has already been a hell of a day of Dota in this league so far, so I am excited to see what else we've got coming. Witch Doctor and Disruptor are your opening bans. Disruptor is one of Sync Cat's most played hero over the leagues that they've been a part of.
5 seconds.
So no big surprise there. The Witch Doctor we haven't seen come out from Anti-Farm, but I believe it has been having a pretty strong show. So 9 games played across the league over the first 2 weeks, 22% win rate. So actually not boasting a super high win rate from the Witch Doctor, but an absolute menace of a laning opponent. And so no surprise seeing it get banned out here.
Lena.
And speaking of popular heroes in the league so far, Lena, opening pick, has been a reliable way for a lot of these teams to win games. 7 games played, 57% win rate.
10 seconds remain.
Or sorry, that's just Sync Catz using. 17 games played, 52% win rate in the league overall. Been a very, very popular hero. The hero of the tournament so far, I'd say. Flexible, can be played 1, 2, 4, or 5, honestly. Most often you'll see it 2 or 4, but definitely works out of the safe lane as well. And just a really powerful hero to start the draft off with. Jakiro, another brutal laner, so all about the laning phase so far in this draft. It's been a question a lot of people have been talking about, is how do you beat this Lena? And if you can get a strong enough lane for her to go into, we saw Friday night a team run Legion Commander Snapfire and just stay all over the Lena throughout the game, make sure that her game couldn't take off. And it went well for them. They were able to beat the Lena. And then Sync Catz follow it up with a Nyx Assassin. So that's going to be a way as the game gets into the mid game and Lena's looking for the farm throughout the jungle. A good way to keep an eye on her, stay on top of her, and bring her down. Treant Protector going to come out from Anti-Farm. This has actually been a pretty popular hero in the league as well. 7 games, 42% win rate, so just under half. Pretty strong support right now. The heals that come out from this tree are very, very big. The Leech Seed is just a giant AoE heal as long as your team is able to stick on who is getting damaged by it, who the Leech Seed was cast on. So yeah, strong openings for both of these teams. Seeing 3 out of the 4 supports for the game already. And so now as we get into the bans, we're going to see a lot of carries getting banned out. Drow and Lone Druid, and then Sniper and Outworld Destroyer. Drow is a hero Sync Catz do like to play. 8 games on it in their history.
10 seconds.
Oh, and interesting that the Nyx Assassin gets picked up by Sync Catz, because that's a hero that Anti-Farm played last week. So that is kind of a block pick coming in. The Lone Druid Anti-Farm also played last week, so that's some good scouting. By Sync Catz, taking away that hero. Ember Spirit going to be the last of the middle ban phase from Anti-Farm. Not something Sync Catz plays as much, but they've played it. Very powerful.
10 seconds.
Generally, mid-hero can be played as a core in other lanes. One most often would be the next one, but it goes in. does a really, really good job of securing a strong mid game and like goes deep into the late game if you need to. Primal Beast. That is an exciting pick. 4-0 so far in the league from the Beast. I haven't gotten to see any of its games in the league yet, so I'm excited to get to watch this.
10 seconds remain.
And that's like all of your initiation that you need for Sync Catz. Some team fight, not a massive like Ravage type team fight ult, but a big team fight ult. Lock down one hero, get some stuns and damage on the heroes around them. Definitely seems like a decent answer for the Lina as long as you can get on top of her. Because it's a way to get on top of her and a way to bring her down because she doesn't have a ton of health. We'll see what I do think into the Treant Protector, it's a little tougher. I guess once you get BKB, the Overgrowth becomes... Does Overgrowth go through BKB? Before I fully commit to saying this. Yeah, it does. So yeah, even once you have BKB, Overgrowth is a solid way to hold down a Primal Beast who wants to be running in and out, running through fights. So we'll see what whoever ends up playing this Primal Beast on Sync Catz has to do to avoid that.
Dire must choose.
Tusk.
And Tusk comes out from Antifa. So this is interesting. I would assume this is going to be their 4, but we've seen Tusk being very popular at mid in the meta. So this could be a 1 Lina, a 2 Tusk. The Lina and Tusk can both swap between 2 and 4. So that's going to be a question mark all the way through the draft, probably until we see Antifarm lock in their heroes. Which also means I should start looking at what so that I can answer that quickly. Let's look at this. And so both of these teams coming off losses in both of their games in the first round. So both looking to bounce back with the win. And they're going to bring out Dragon Knight from Antifarm. So now is that your mid hero? Is that your offlaner? Probably your offlaner. Let's see. Antifarm did play the Lina as a safe lane carry. They actually played the Lina Treant lane last week in one of their games already. So that's probably what they're thinking. So maybe it's a mid Dragon Knight and a 4 Tusk, but this is still super flexible.
It is
yeah, I'm checking out. I'll know based on last week's games, once they lock in their heroes, where these are going to end up. Phantom Lancer coming out from Sync Catz. It's a decent answer to Lina. She does have a lot of AoE damage. The AoE damage around the board is pretty good for Antifarm, so I don't think this is a terrifying PL game. It's not a free PL game.
5 seconds remain.
But with heroes like Primal Beast and Nyx Assassin, Sync Catz are going to have an easy time running the early game and getting their Phantom Lancer a lot of space. That said, Antifarm have really good early games too. I would say not quite as strong. Dragon Knight does well in the early game, but more from a tower pressure standpoint, not from a fighting standpoint. Tusk is like your main ganker, so I want to see something to work with this Tusk for Antifarm's last pick. We got Leshrac and Pudge getting banned out, so it seems like the vibe is each side thinks the other team looking for a mid or maybe an off lane with the Timbersaw ban. And yeah, Antifarm already running 3 strength heroes, so the Timbersaw could be really devastating here if Sync Catz have someone that plays it.
10 seconds.
Let's see. Yeah, I think Sync Catz definitely have good early game tools already. So if they're looking for a 3, it could just be more proper big team fight to go with the Primal, like more. So you can have the Primal initiate, grab one person, and then somebody come in and lay out everybody with a big stun. You could do like a Tidehunter here, although that would leave you a little doubling up on the big strength boys. Anti-farm, I definitely want to see... You've got a good team fight ult from the Treant Protector. I think that's, in addition to the big heals, that's another thing that Tree provides really well, is that he gives you the big team fight ult, AoE giant root out of the 5 position, which is really powerful, because usually you don't get that kind of power for your team fight from the 5. I think that's been out Underlord, so they may be thinking Anti-Farm could pull out a position 3 here too, and the Underlord does really well against illusion heroes, so I think that's the main reason that gets banned out. You could probably get away with a
5 seconds.
well, I guess they probably are looking for their offlaner. They really have still a ton of flexibility in this anti-farm draft. I really like what they've done for picking these heroes.
Radiant's turn to pick.
They're going to finish it off with a Pango, so that's still not a definite answer on where all of these heroes are going. The Dragon Knight and the Pango can move between 2 and 3. It does tell us the Lina is almost definitely your position 1. You could put the Dragon Knight 1, but that's pretty out of style right now. And no matter what lane she ends up in, the Lina is the carry for them. She is the one who is going to be getting the most farm, trying to take the team into the late game, put them on her back, and win the game that way. And Pango is just another amazing tool. Like, with that root already from Treant Protector, I really like that for a way to like follow up after the root, keep everybody locked down. It's not like your Tidehunter Ravage, but it is still a really big team fight ult and a pretty low cooldown because it gives you a way to stun a lot of heroes. And it's going to provide a lot of early game pressure with the Tusk, and mostly with the Tusk. That's kind of what we were looking for, of just somebody to move with the Tusk in the early game, a core that's going to be able to create that pressure the way we're expecting like Primal and Nyx to work together. Alright, low on reserve time, 3 seconds left. We get the last pick, and it's a Magnus. So there's your big team fight ult that we were talking about to go with that Primal. You got the reverse polarity. I like this from Catz. So let's see. This looks like it will be position 1 Lina from Kevin, and then offlane Pango, mid Dragon Knight, and then position 4 Tusk, 5 Tree. This is tough because I feel like these teams really rounded off their drafts well. I think the AoE damage that Anti-Farm has is going to stop Phantom Lancer from being able to take over this game. They have such good early pressure from Catz, but I think the Pango is going to be able to offset that for Anti-Farm, so I think I'm going to say I favor Anti-Farm in the heroes for this draft. And then Hats is close. You don't have much on the Lina or the PL, so those kind of offset. I really like this Treant. That was one of the like Cavern Crawl sets recently with the full extra color. I'm gonna give it to Catz though. The Magnus, the Primal, it all looks really good. All right. Get right into it and meet our teams as they head out to their lanes.
Use it wisely.
Actually, should also look at Catz to get a better idea of where their hero. Let's start with the offlane, or for the Dire, as I get this pulled up. So we got Strilling on the position for Tusk, got Proud on, what did we say, the mid Dragon Knight, Zac on the offlane Pangolier, and then the position 5, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Is it just Fuck Pal? That seems wrong. And then I'm assuming this is Kevin on the one Lina. I'll have to ask
Just
them
30
how they pronounce
seconds
their
now.
name. And then on the side of the Dire, it looks like this will be an off lane. Primal Beast coming out from station. Monster on the position for Nyx Assassin. Okay, it is just fuck pal, sweet. Distance on the Magnus in the mid lane. Squared off already. Parker on the position 1. Phantom Lancer, and then Tippy on the 5 Jakiro. So Bounty Runes end up going 3 for Dire, so Antifarm will get that slight early advantage, thanks to the Tusk and Pango. And the harass already coming out from Sterling down in this bot lane, throwing it down on Tippy. Mid lane 2 melee heroes, so we should see a good amount of back and forth here. Stun coming out, the Dragon Tail right off the bat, distance getting low, but plenty of regen and health to work with. And top, I'm expecting to see Station to be charging it a lot, get the setups from Monster, even before Monster has Vendetta to really get in deep. That Nyx Assassin is still going to be kind of scouting things out, probably not playing in the lane a lot. You're almost going to have a proper like mid matchup happening between Lina and Primal Beast, which are both heroes often played there, and then Nyx and Treant just doing their own thing in the jungle. Like, Monster has, I don't know if this is intentional, but Monster has this whole wave on their back. So that's going to really mess with how the equilibrium plays out. We'll see if they get something favorable out of this. It looks like they're sticking with it, so I think they do want this. And we'll see where they try to get that to crash. Game's coming out onto Tippy, Ice Shards connecting from Sterling. But with the dual fire, they are able to push them back. Tippy backing away safely for now. It looks like these creeps do end up just sitting out in front of the Radiant Tower. So just kind of have 2 waves of farm going now. Everybody happy. Getting their creeps, getting their tits. Distance sitting a little low, but proud as well. Again, both sides have a lot of potential, are going to be mixing it up a lot. Oh, the Ice Shards to protect the block. That is beautiful work from Sterling. That can't block. Now jump forward from Zac into the snowball, going to get the extra damage by scooping up the Pango. And try to track down Parker. Aren't going to quite get enough damage in before Tippy's in with the dual rest to force him down. Lots of heroes. If we look at the top at the health bars, safe lane or top lane is pretty alright. Some heroes at half. Many are going to be bouncing around, hopefully catch first blood. I often miss it, and I apologize if I do. So I'll try to keep an eye on all of those health bars at the top. Oh, Primal may be getting on. I'm going to charge away. That onslaught. That won't be our first blood. Mid, Proud maybe stepping up. Oh, we got the water rune from the bottle. Strillin falling a little low. Tippy going to chase him down. Ooh, Courier going to get picked up. Not before the items make it to 0, so not too bad for Tippy. But we'll be a little without resources for a bit, and some good gold for the Dire side. Spells thrown back and forth mid. Monster stepping up as well, but that Leech Seed, absolutely terrifying. Even just at level 2. Outside, more of the same. Ice Shards. Now here comes the Snowball, but they're going to dodge away with the illusions. Now Sterling has to be careful. Going to get thrown back. Dual Fire coming out as well. The Dual Breath. Take down Sterling. Zac comes in. Back Tippy away, so doesn't get any more damage in. It looks like everybody will survive for now. Sterling not afraid either. Throwing out more Ice Shards at Parker. Lina pursuing towards the tower. Not going to make the full dive yet. Sterling grabbing the creeps. Getting the pull.
Top is missing.
Mid lane, I think both heroes just too durable for us to really see a kill there for how much they're going to throw at each other. It's like Sterling will get forced to back, so that'll give Parker a bit of space here. Bring up our last hits denies. Lina out in front, put Magnus and Dragon Knight right behind. Pretty even denies from everybody. 5 or 6 from everybody but the Primal Beast. It's like Primal suffering the most on the last hit chart, but overall really, really even. Tusk making their way back to lane. So Zach doesn't have to play too far back for now. It's gonna give, you can see a few last hits getting picked up here by Parker. Getting a bit of an advantage. Liquid Fire comes out, shards connect onto Tippy. And the Jakiro is going to be the first to go down at the hands of Zach. Swashbuckle and a few more last hits to secure it. Did not miss First Blood today. We're doing good. As the first hero falls, and it's Jakiro. So that's going to really force Parker back. Still has quite a bit of tools. Doppelganger and Spirit Lands ready to go. Zach pretty low on mana, but still sitting well in this lane. You're going to TP mid, distance a little low, and Proud does have the level 6. So we'll see if they're able to make a play there, or if that's just to kind of force Proud back. He's going to find a regen rune, doesn't have a bottle, but will gladly just soak up that mana. Op Fuck Pal running in with the
Beware of forest fires.
Nature's Grasp. I'm so used to Nature's Grasp being the old ability that is like the root on hit, that I forgot that they kept the name but completely changed the ability. Magnus getting a little low. Proud coming forward with the Dragon Form, running under tower. Flame Breath comes out. Distance gotta be careful. Throws down the Skewer. Charges away. Oh, and the Impale. Or that's the Skewer. Okay, so the Skewer is just enough to get out of dodge, walk away, their life intact. But this is gonna give Proud a lot of space to throw down on this tower. Mid tower, probably not going to be much longer for this world. Distance trying to keep Proud off of it. Beach Creep coming in as well, so that'll be more than half damage done to that middle tower, where Proud has to back away with their creep wave gone.
No, you don't.
Light Strike Array not connecting topside. Station marching forward now, has the trample. Lina's still level 5, so this could be trouble for Kevin. Monster throws down the spikes. Station getting low too, though. Who will be the first to fall? It is going to be Kevin. Fuckpel gets the trade kill. Station and Monster split the kill on Lina. So Sync Catz are going to walk away happier about that than Antifa are. Gold advantage mostly goes to Nyx as the Primal dies, but they get the better of that trade. Proud now the one falling lower, the distance gonna back up, use a clarity, regen that mana. Like Zach was forced to back up over in the off lane. Sterling a little low too, so Tippy making space. Parker heading home as well. Topside Lina back in the area, already low. So Monster low as well, see if Station's gonna look for something. Here comes the Light Striker array though. I have Laguna available yet, so Station doesn't have to be too careful and does have the Onslaught up available now. See if they look for something here. White Monster's low resources. Parker's back from TPing home, I'm gonna force Zach back. Nothing crazy for items yet. Fusel going to be the first thing that'll come out with PL, as is often the case. Going throwing down the ice shards as they walk back into lane. Hero getting forced back too, so a lot of trips home in this bottom lane. So despite only one kill coming out so far on Tippy, a lot of pressure being applied both ways that are effectively kills, sometimes even worse than getting killed in this early game. is when you have to take the time to walk all the way home, TP back, because you're out of farm, you're out of XP range for even longer. If you're gonna rotate in mid, Tusk picking up the Radiant Bounty Rune in the meantime. We'll see, it looks like Proud backing off, so Tippy not gonna find anything here, but Zach gonna be in trouble now. Parker marching forward, but now they're gonna catch on that Tippy went mid, so Strilling is gonna push Parker back, but will not be able to proceed under tower. Lina starting to move into the jungle, so feeling good for Dire, although Lina already top now. Onslaught's going to come out onto Fuckbow, into the trample. This tree could be in trouble. The trample damage is so brutal, and they find it. Proud thinking about heading that way, but with tree already down, they'll reconsider. Well, forced back behind tower, and here comes the snowball forward. Doppelganger dodge. Sterling able to get out, and now the fire comes out from Tippy. Zach threatening to go in with the roll. Tippy also picking up the tome off of the courier there, so Macro Pyre is something that this Dire offlane is going to have to think about. Now TP in from Monster, so 3 heroes in the area now, and Zach is low. Rolling Thunder is available. They're going to throw it down, and with just enough health, they're going to roll away. Strilling now stepping in with the Snowball, still wants to find something on Parker, but maybe too low to engage. It will be Strilling that goes down, and Zach has to roll away. So good rotation from Monster, finds Sync Catz the kill. Topside, Station slamming down on Fuckpal, but they'll throw down the Overgrowth, step away as the trample proceeds. Mid, these two heroes are both too durable to do anything to each other. Like Kevin will step up to the lane, Light Striker Ray connects with Fuckpal here as well, so cutting off the path. With Nature's Grasp, Station trying to dodge into the trees, but that is a hard thing to do against the Trained Protector. Luna comes out, doesn't quite finish it. Dragon Slave isn't enough either, and Tippy's here, stuns up the Lina. Station gonna try to TP away from Fuckpal, the damage is enough.
You'll have to live longer than that.
Trained Protector famously one of the hardest hitting level 1 heroes, and the right clicks find it. So 3-3 on kills now, with Anti-Farm ahead in the gold game, as Strilling harassing Parker, not letting them farm safely in their jungle. Throwing the snowball now too, no mana left on the PL, so they could be in trouble. Nothing to slow down the PL, but does have Ice Shards available again, gets him caught. No Doppel to dodge away. One more hit will do it, can they keep up? Zach trying to charge forward, and the Walrus Punch finishes it off, so great pickup by Strilling. Pretty much a solo kill there by the support. Distance getting bullied now too. And now here comes Zach rolling through, trying to finish the kill onto Distance. Proud finishes off, and now Tippy is going to fall as well, so all of a sudden Anti-Farm finding 3 kills in quick fashion right around the mid lane. And that terrifying pressure that they are able to provide is bringing it down. With Tusk, even the Treant getting involved in the rotations, and of course Pango to contribute. Meanwhile, Kevin is going to get a kill in return on Monster. Not even in return, that's also a kill for Anti-Farm, so things are looking good for them. Switch over to Net-Earth. Now Zach going to jump forward onto Tippy. Liquid Fire will discourage a tower dive. 4 heroes here still in the mid lane after they finish up the tower. The pressure from Anti-Farm is real. Living up to their name of not letting Sync Catz find much space at all to farm. Strilling is going to start harassing Parker again, finds him in the jungle farming the camp. Throws out the Ice Shards. Spot this courier as well, but it looks like the items will get there. Comes the snowball, no tower to protect Parker, and all of that damage from Tusk. Parker goes down. The Strilling absolutely ruining this PL's early game. Securing that farm. All 3 Dire cores up at the top of the net worth chart. And even the supports have a big lead over the Radiant. 7k net worth lead at just 14 minutes. It's kind of absurd. Catz are going to get quite a bit of pressure here on the top tower, but Zach's not going to let them get away with that scot-free. Proud rotates in. They're going to look at Tippy as their first target. The big stun from the Dragon Tail, and chunked down is Tippy. Rolling Thunder wraps up. Oh, they are going to find Strilling here as they retreat. Rotating in. Swashbuckle doesn't connect. Now Station's here with the big stun. Ice Shards trying to mix it up, and distance charges forward. RP, oh, but the dodge is, cancelled! And now the RP onto 2. They find Strilling. Laguna does finish off distance, but Zach is going to be in trouble. No! The Light Strike Array is going to let Zach escape. Comes back in with the Swash! And finally goes down. But Parker is low and can be in trouble if Kevin can find this. Proud in the area too. Oh, chooses the wrong direction to blink, but the Flame Breath from Dragon Knight is what finishes it. So 2 kills for 4 as Antifa continue to roll in this game 1. Quick pause, or maybe not a quick pause. Let's look at some items. Falcon Blade, Maelstrom, Boots of Travel on the Lina. Oh, sounds like somebody's not feeling well. That's not it. Hopefully they'll do alright. Okay, this Lina farm is looking real good. Got the BKB queued up next, so that's going to be very difficult for Catz to deal with. We do have some BKB piercing stuff. Out of like the Primal Beast, you got the reverse polarity. Got Echo Saber finished on distance. What do we have? Just mana boots on monster. Yeah, we don't expect a lot out of the supports yet. This is Sterling working on a Blink Dagger, so that's why no other items on the Tusk. Trient almost has that Holy Locket, already has the recipe, so maybe the rest of it is on the way, or they're going to go swing by... Oh yeah, almost has enough gold to swing by the Secret Shop for the energy booster. That's going to make the heals from Living Armor and from Leech Seed just astronomical. Gives you so much sustain in a fight, especially when you have these heroes like Tusk and Pango and Dragon Knight that are often on top of the hero they're trying to hit. Even when Dragon Knight's in dragon form, like, he doesn't get that far away from their targets. The range isn't huge. Radiant side, just the phase boots for Primal, probably working on a blink there. Or maybe right into the BKB. Where's Primal? It's just TPing. Yeah, working on the BKB. Typical Primal build. Start with BKB right away. Like, so all of Primal's movements and stuff are really brutal if they get interrupted. It either makes it so he does nothing. Like, if he gets stunned, Trample's doing nothing. I think Onslaught makes him continue running, but you can't guide it anymore, so you often end up where you don't want to be. And his ult is just fully interruptible with a stun. So everything he wants to do is protected by BKB. He just gets to function so much more as a hero. Like, we're gonna unpause. They're good to go. Yeah, we saw the Echo Saber on the Magnus, and then Diffusal Blade almost ready from the PL. I guess Fuck Pal is the one who is sick. Hopefully they're doing alright. Now Kevin gonna get a little 8-straight array down on the bot lane. On distance, gonna take a lot of damage, but will be able to skewer away.
Radiant's top tower is in danger.
Quiet down a bit, but taking control of the Dire jungle. And now gonna find Monster. So Rolling Thunder will come out with the Ice Shards. Looks like the rest of Radiant will be forced to retreat. Overgrowth comes out, locking the Nyx Assassin in place. And Zach goes through to finish it up. Sterling marching forward. Wants to get more off of this as Catz try to retreat. Charge through from Magnus. We'll get the escape. Sterling now could be in trouble. Gonna get caught out and dragged through. Oh, beautiful setup from the snowball. Zach is here, though, with the damage. Sterling goes down. Parker getting low, so has to be careful. Macropire is going to get committed. Try to force Antifarm to retreat, but Proud has no interest in retreating. Rushing in as well with the Dragon Farm. Monster's already back up and is going to TP in to secure Catz retreat. So Antifarm won't find anything, but they will force Catz into their base early here. 17 minutes in, 10k gold lead. Kevin tees off on this bottom tower. Getting quite a bit of damage down here, up here in the mid lane as well. Ooh, Ice Path almost connects on Fuckpal, but able to dodge it, and Parker just falls to the damage from Zach. And now they're going to roll in with the snowball from Sterling. Magnus could be in trouble, but Station is here with the ult to stun them up, so lots of damage. You've got Macropire again, Station charging backwards. Monster goes down. They do get the kill on Sterling. It looks like that's all they'll be able to get from the side of Catz, as now Zach getting that living armor heal, able to turn back towards the tower. Oh, you do have the shard. I'm going to get so confused between these fires. Now that you have shard, the fireball on Dragon Knight. It looks exactly like Macropire. It's circular. It gets very difficult to tell what's what. Things will settle down a bit now as Dire... Yeah, that's the fireball. Fits very nicely into the Roche pit. This should be an easy Roche take for Antifarm, as Catz already just trying to keep Antifarm off of their buildings and find what farm they can. Pretty commanding lead for the Dire so far, so this Roche could already be a game decider. It's really going to depend on how these next 5 minutes go. See if Catz have a chance to get back into this game. Can they play this Aegis timing correctly? Find their way back in. They have a lot of things they can use. I mean, this Blink Dagger is not far off for distance. And a Blink RP on its own can change a fight, change a game. So we're looking for something like that for them. Sterling playing so far forward, giving all the space in the world for Proud and Fuckpal to tee off on this tower. Now rolling forward into this fight is going to get picked up by the Pulverize. Now as that wraps up, here's the Overgrowth from Fuckpal. Monster taking all the damage, Rolling Thunder comes through as well. They find the last tick of damage. It's like Monster will be able to retreat, so nobody going down yet. Parker throwing the illusions out with the Spirit Lance. Got the Yasha into the Manta queued up next. As Proud goes back to hitting the tower, and meanwhile, Kevin on this Lina has BKB. Gonna go for a Light Blast from the Maelstrom. Really good setup for the Light Strike Array. Pretty much instant root in an AoE. This is now, we'll look for something on Zach, but Kevin's here. They get the RP onto the Pangolier, but it just sets up the Light Strike Array, and with the BKB, Zach does go down, but Kevin's going to find the kill on distance and turn towards Monster next. Lina is all alone here and just going to work one after another. That's a triple kill already. Parker going to back up out of mana on Kevin from the Diffusal Blade, but with just one, it's only one hero, and this Lina is just miles ahead, almost twice the net worth of the closest Radiant hero, which is Magnus at 7,600 gold. So, things looking good for Antifarm so far. Now I'm going to get a stun up on Lina. That is going to be the Aegis down, so a good pickup for Catz, but Antifarm is not looking interested in leaving. Now maybe the Macropire will convince them. Proud falling low, Kevin is going to be able to walk away. Station looking for more, has the Pulverize, but now here's the Overgrowth and the turn. Damage coming out from Kevin, does step into the Ice Path, and now the Skewer forward into the Pulverize. Only gets one hit before the stun comes out. These grouped up fights are what Alina wants, with the Light Striker is 3 more dead in exchange for the Treant Protector as they run forward to the tier 4s. The swashbuckle is too much. Monster goes down. Kevin throws down the Light Striker. Oh no, not like this. Tippy will be allowed to live as Kevin retreats to start picking up some racks. Antifa in the driver's seat in game 1. Get the first set of racks here, and I do not think it will be the last on even this push. Can reposition just over to the bottom lane to pick up another tower. Does have the respawns coming up from Catz. They're going to be able to contest this. No Aegis. And pretty damaged already just from that onslaught. And Kevin is going to be just a bit too far forward here without much help. Sterling and Zach now coming in the back line, but Kevin already down. And we'll have another pause, as I imagine. That's a disconnect from Lina, so that's... Oh. Unpause from Sterling, but Lina is disconnected. Sterling will go down. Little funky pause there. Zach, wow. Distance blinks forward, and Zach able to dodge away. Oh, okay. I guess Kevin was just trying to disconnect, probably using the time of the death to try to reset something, maybe having some lag. Now, Diston's going to jump forward, but is going to be the one to get gone on. Skewers back and gets picked up, killed by Proud. And now the Overgrowth is going to hold 3 in place. BKB Primal Beast just spinning. What can you do? Proud finishes off the PL. Bulkpile gets stunned off, but Catz are forced to retreat again. And with the Lina respawning, this could be the beginning of the end. "23 minutes, 20k gold lead for Antifa. Yeah, we had the full Gleipnir, we saw just the Holy Locket on the trees now. Able to dodge, nice Force Staff coming out from Tippy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As Dire turn their attention towards this bottom tier 3. See if Catz are able to defend this and keep this game going and find their way back in. The Gleipnir's gonna come out, nice. Reaction from Monster. Now the RP onto 2, including the Lina, but Proud immediately is there to blink in and stun. Get the reposition in. Distance is the first to go down, but Dire's falling low. Monster goes down. Station now as well with the Pulverize. It's not enough.
Burns, doesn't it?
And so both supports are found on Antifa, but 3 go down. Buyback from Station. Kevin will finish off that mid tower, or that bottom tower. Zach jumping forward. The hero already so low. Proud finds that kill. Parker gonna start going on Zach. No mana left to work with. Gets just enough mana from the wand to use the roll up. Now Station getting stunned up, just chain stunned. Parker does find Zach, but charges forward into Lina, and the damage is too much from Proud. Monster falling low as well. Can Kevin get away with this? So low. No, the Dual Breath does finish it off. And now the Duel of the Dragons. Proud is going to be the one who will win that, though Tippy is able to escape. Buyback's getting spent. And oh no, now the stun as Distance pushes things out. Sterling's already there. Gets the Walrus Punch up. Gets the Snowball. And that's going to be the end of Distance. No buyback to speak of. So 2 dead, including the massive Lina.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
But 3 dead, now just 2 for Catz. So that slight advantage plus all of that gold accrued on Antifa. Oh, a nice setup here with the Impale into the Overgrowth though. That's going to give him time to escape and reposition, and now Sterling finishes that off. Where is Sterling? Where is this Tusk? Oh, he's way back here. He blinked out. I missed the blink. I just saw that he got the kill. Like, where did he end up after that? I thought he must have died. No, Zac is gonna charge a little too far forward, gets skewered into the fountain, so they'll find the kill on the Pango. The racks continue to fall, and Sync Catz for the moment can just watch. Station is gonna step forward for the Pulverize. The front pile just kind of shrugs it off. Now the Ice Path comes down, stun onto Cube, Laguna Blade, big RP now. Oh, but the snowball save, Sterling is there and wasn't in the RP. Incredible save, gets everybody into the snowball.
Double kill.
And that is the GG. What a way to end it. Put the button on a game for Anti-Farm. They take game 1 in a decisive fashion. So that'll do it for game 1. I think your game 1 MVP has got to be Sterling. I'm very biased towards position 4 players, being one myself. But just throughout the game, Sterling was creating so much pressure, living in the Radiant jungle. He also had this incredible 14-0 performance by Proud, which I should not go unrecognized. Really good Dragon Knight play, but not quite as flashy as some of these plays Sterling was making. Keeping Parker and the rest of Sync Catz off of their farm, and then just capping it all off with an incredible RP snowball save. So big game 1 for Anti-Farm. Not much more to say there. We're going to see what Sync Catz can do to come back in game 2. See what they bring out in the draft for bans. See what they found was the most difficult parts of Anti-Farm. Definitely the Lina was a big problem. They weren't able to apply enough pressure to it in the offlane, and she was able to find her farm. Dragon Knight, again, 14-0 and 13. You need to be able to kill a hero like that. So see what they can find for the tools to deal with Anti-Farm's draft. See how the drafts change up. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with Game 2. All right, we are back with Game 2, Antifarm versus Catz. Antifarm takes Game 1 pretty decisively. So we're going to see what Catz come back with. Catz will be on the dire side. Does mean Antifarm has the last pick of the draft.
It is Radiant's ban. It is Dire's ban. Radiant's turn to ban.
Alright, the Lina is going to get banned out by Catz. Which, them having first pick, they did have the option to do exactly what Antifarm did and pick it up first.
10 seconds.
But they are...
Dire's turn to pick.
Lost my train of thought. Sorry. It's going to be Disruptor, Drow, banned out by Antifarm, Lina, Razor for Catz. So some similar bans, some new bans. Let's see, did Catz first pick a Drow? Why is that? Why that's good. Because usually you don't see an early Drow pickup, so you're willing to ban it later.
To pick.
No, in their first series they didn't play a Drow. It's an interesting ban choice there. But it is a hero that you could probably get away with picking up first phase. It forces you to have a lot of good go that can survive the gust. As now, Witch Doctor will be the opening pick for Catz, and Antifarm answer it with a Jakiro of their own. So two very solid laners, laning supports coming out to start off the draft. Which we like to see. The Witch Doctor is absolutely brutal. I was getting beat up in lane by it earlier today. Doesn't go super late. It creates so much pressure in the early game, but does fall off later, so that's your best answer to it. Or just have heroes that are able to withstand the beat down that the Doctor brings. And Antifarm, I'm going to pick up the Puck next. That is scary. Hard hero to answer. We'll see if Catz maybe pick up a silencer here. Like, it's bold picking up the Puck in the first phase because it gives you chances, a lot of chances to respond to it. And it's almost definitely going to be your mid lane hero. It's generally the only place that hero sees play. You probably get away with it in the 4 position, but that would be pretty spicy. And now the Riki, speaking of spicy 4 positions, Riki has been pub stomping as a position 4 lately. The setup, he does, as opposed to Witch Doctor and Jakiro, who blow away winning their lanes. The Riki does absolutely nothing in lane. Does absolutely nothing until 14 minutes into the game, and then he buys Shard, and then he is like the scariest hero on the map. Because you have no idea where he is, you're just going about your life, farming away, and he sneaks up there, hands you a nap with a sleep dart to the neck, and you're sitting there taking a nap, and then 3 more heroes from his team show up, and before you wake up, you're dead. It's just an incredible setup hero that does a lot of work. It's, I think, been more successful in pubs than organized play because you typically have better wording and vision in organized play, so we'll see what Catz is able to do with it here. I'm definitely excited to see it. I think it's going to be a pretty good answer for like keeping Antifarm from running over a game like they did last time. It's also a solid answer for the Puck, even in the support role, because you get that AoE silence. If Puck phases out, you can put a smoke cloud down, and as soon as the Puck comes back out, he's already silenced. He has the option to blink out, but I think can be a decent answer. I think they'll still need more tools to deal with the puck, but the smoke screen at least gets you started there by having a good AoE silence. Lone Druid going to get banned out again. Death Prophet, Necrophos, so Antifarm banning out those high regen magic damage mids. I'm guessing that just means those are what they don't want as a mid matchup for the puck. I don't know mid matchups in general, honestly, because I'm a support player. But I think that makes sense because a puck can't do a lot to that kind of tanky mid hero. And so that does sound like a solid lane matchup. And the Primal as well. So they're going to respect Station's Primal out of the off lane from last game. The Spirit Breaker, getting banned next. So a few different things. They do respect Ben Sterling's Tusk from last game as well, so we'll see a different Sterling hero for this game. Which is what I expect Antifarm to pick next. But they've got options. If there's a core they like more that they feel pretty safe picking. Chen! Spicy. I didn't know that there were Chen players. Very different kind of role though, because Chen is more of the save kind of role, so you don't have the setup support like you had from the Tusk that Sterling played last time. You can get some setup and like initiation out of a Chen from the creeps that he gets. You can get a Centaur or some other creep to get in there. Night Stalker comes out, and with the shard that Night Stalker has, that can actually be a direct response to the Chen, and another AoE silence for the puck. And then right into the Tiny. So I'm guessing this will be a 3 Night Stalker mid-Tiny. Tiny can be a carry too. It works really well out of that position. The big build right now is the Ags build. You kind of play normal like Avalanche Toss, ganking Tiny for a lot of the game, and then you get Ags and you get a Daedalus, and then you sit in a patch of trees and choose an area, and all of the heroes in that area disappear. Because you just lob trees on them. They count as auto attacks, so they get crit off of your Daedalus, and it's disgusting. Just an absurd amount of damage. Antifarm picks up the Underlord for their off lane, most likely, so that will set themselves up to not have to deal with illusion heroes. If Catz wanted to go back to the Phantom Lancer, this can be tough for them. Also gives them a lot of global presence between the global heal from Chen and then the global teleport from Underlord. That's going to kind of fill their setup and their initiation, depending on how they use it. That can do their initiation. Overall, much slower lineup from Antifarm than last game. The puck will create a lot of pressure pretty early. So I definitely think they still have tools. It's just going to look very different than like Pango, Tusk, run at you, fight you constantly kind of play. Faceless Void going to get banned out. Makes sense. They have a lot of really good damage into Chrono on Antifarm. I think that would be a pretty free Faceless game between the Jakiro and Underlord. Just so much magic damage that they can dump into that AoE where everybody's stuck for 10 seconds. See what Antifarm come out with for a ban. It looks pretty clearly like both teams want a 1, unless Catz are going to play this Tiny in the safe lane. But I'm guessing we're going to get 4 carry bans here. They'll ban the Ursa. Makes sense. He can feast on an Underlord pretty well. Probably a Slark going to get banned as well, because I feel like that would also help deal with the puck pretty well. And it would be... I mean, Catz already have good early game. Like, post-laning stage early game with the Night Stalker Tiny. So they have the room to go with a later game core, but you can also just play the Tiny
It is Radiant's
more for farming and then have somebody else making the space for the Tiny and get away with it. Monkey King goes down as well, so which makes sense because you don't have a big AoE lockdown on anti-farm yet, and there's not too many heroes that can do that out of the one position.
10 seconds.
That's the other thing. Other reason to ban a Faceless Void
5 seconds
is
remain.
you've got a lot of AoE damage and not a lot of ways to keep people in an AoE. Catz also lacking like that big kind of team fight pressure, but they do still have a lot of AoE effects. Again, the AoE silences out of Riki and Nightstalker do a lot for that. So I'm not sure exactly what kind of one they're looking for. I think they can get away with something that goes pretty late, as long as, with the setup from Riki and the pressure that a Nightstalker and Tiny can provide, they really capitalize on that. And don't let anti-farm snowball like they did last game, which I think is a lot easier to do with anti-farm's lineup. They're not going to be looking to fight as much, I don't think, compared to last game.
10 seconds.
So the final ban is the Life Stealer.
5
So maybe
seconds.
protecting a Strength Core for anti-farm, as that percentage damage does really eat away at high health heroes. 5 seconds left for this last Catz pick. It's going to be the Juggernaut. So looking at the other aspect of the Life Stealer, the built-in BKB, Catz will pick up that. And that is... I like this Juggernaut pick, because it's not like ultra late game like a Medusa or a Terrorblade, but it is going to be
10 seconds remain.
something that's going to benefit a lot from the space that you can create for him.
5 seconds.
But also isn't going to be afraid to be the one that jumps in on like the Riki initiation, the setup from the Sleep Dart. So I feel like that rounds out their draft pretty well. It leaves them very melee heavy, but they have a ton of movement. Like with the Nightstalker ult, Tiny's going to have a blink. Riki's going to be like behind the enemy team, if anything, anyway, and like very dodgy in and out. Alright, for anti-farm... trying to think, maybe like... I know Sven hasn't been great lately, but that would give you more lockdown for some of these heroes. You could use something BKB piercing for lockdown as well, but I'm not sure what there is for that left. They're going to go Medusa. So anti-farm now on much more of a late game plan. And Catz very much in the early game fight makes space for a Juggernaut to come online before the Medusa. So this is, to me, kind of Catz game to lose, of like they're going to have the opportunity to win the game fast. As soon as they don't win the game fast, though, it's going to be all anti-farm. Yeah, very completely different draft strategy from anti-farm in this game. Ooh, the hats are all beautiful. Akiro hasn't locked in yet, so we can't judge Buckpel's set yet. But the Chen set is so gorgeous. The Underlord, the Golden Medusa. Puck a little lacking, just as the Immortal. Ooh, that's a nice Jakiro. I think that makes up for the Puck. It's a really close hats draft, though. It's really pretty stuff from Catz. I think everybody wins this hats draft. Like, beautiful sets all around. All right. I feel like the game should have... Maybe I just had less to say than normal. But this feels like a long strategy time. It doesn't say the game got paused. Yeah. So I'm not sure why it's not starting. Usually I don't have enough time to do the draft analysis and the Catz draft. There we go. We're in it. So many games played. Almost 6,000 games from Zach. That's Zach on the puck. That was why there was too much time, because I wasn't paying enough attention to who locked in the heroes. I was all set on where these heroes were going. Hold on. Zach was the Pango last game. Proud, it was the this is a mid-underlord and an off-lane puck. Huh. I guess that makes sense with how they played their heroes last game, because Zach on the Pango was very much the traditional playmaking hero that you normally would have in the mid lane, and then Proud was more of the stable off-lane kind of hero on the Dragon Knight. I wonder if they are going to swap lanes, but I don't think they are. Yeah, so it is going to be Sterling on the position for Chen, Zach on the puck, 2 or 3, Proud on the Underlord, and then rounding out Antifa will be Fuckpal on the Jakiro, and Kevin on the Medusa. Dire side, we've got Distance on mid Tiny, Parker on the 1 Juggernaut, Pippi on the 5 Witch Doctor, Monster on the 4 Ricky, and Station on the off-lane Night Stalker. So Antifarm's setting up on this Dire Bounty Rune, seeing if somebody's going to show up, and Catz totally must know that this is how Antifarm usually plays it. They're set up down here. They are going to walk up now. This could get a little sketchy. Parker's just going to walk right in. Silenced up before he can get the spin off. That does allow Sterling to pick up the rune. Now we'll spin away. And 1 rune has been left untouched because Antifarm safe lane sat under their tower for safety, expecting the gank there. That was a weird rune start off. Nothing too crazy. Does leave Parker pretty low, and Sterling's going to keep bringing out the harass. Zach's sitting back here as well, so we will be playing in the off lane on the puck. That's going to be... I imagine that's really messing with how Catz thought these things were going to go. I can't imagine a Juggernaut is used to having to lane against a puck. Tippy's going to bring out the damage now onto Sterling, who will... First of all, it's actually to tango and step back in. It's just fully... It's puck's hitting creeps over here. You guys are behind your tower. That's what I want happening as position 4. Things I expect to be pretty quiet. I'm interested in seeing Monster lane on this Wiki because it's so hard to have impact in your lane. And yeah, it's just going to eat a lot of fire from the Jakiro. I think the goal is just to occupy the Jakiro's time and let Station have an easy lane against the Medusa. You're not going to slow down the Medusa's farm. Sterling falling low here. Luckily I headed up here just in time. Not miss first blood if that's how it goes. We're going to have another Paralyzing Cast coming out in just a moment. Not quite in range for it yet. Sterling is going to eat it now, but has the heals. That wasn't from one. What heal is that from? Was that just a self-holy persuasion? I don't even know if that's what that does. No. I think that was a Fairy Fire. That must have been a Fairy Fire. Yeah, it doesn't have a wand. That was Tippy's wand. I've not watched a lot of Chen games, I will admit. So I'm not the most familiar with that hero, but... was just a Fairy Fire. Sterling's still low, but still playing up here, messing with these creeps. This is already stacked. Gonna steal little Hill Troll Priest for that little, very small amount, very small cooldown heal. Water runes are going to go either way. This is another, 2 melee, 2 tanky heroes kind of mid lane, so I expect not a lot of kills there. Buckal is actually the one lower here, though plenty of tangos up on the Ricky. The monster getting something out of this lane. Sterling getting hit with Maledict. Plenty of health left. And has that heal. Actually, a lot of heal. I was thinking that was less heal than that. I think they changed how that works, because it used to be the Hill Troll is just constantly pumping health into you. But now it's like a 10-second cooldown, so they definitely adjusted that to be more bursty. And it's pretty quiet. Medusa up in front on the last hits, which is what I would expect with the Ricky in the lane. Trillin taking a lot of damage here from those Maledicts. Just absolute monster. Now Zach is going to jump forward, gets the kill on the healing ward, which is some good value, because not a lot of additional regen for Parker. Cask comes out, but it's only going to hit Zach once. Not too much damage coming there.
False idolatry.
Playing at low health down here, which is kind of what we had going on last game. Fortunately, sounds like someone on Catz not feeling well. Or sorry, on Farm? Yeah, somebody on Farm. Yeah, it's a pretty standard start to these kind of unusual lanes. Like, 10 denies on Proud is pretty big. I can't imagine Distance was planning to play against an Underlord in this lane. Catz tipping Station for some reason. Station is top of the last hits for Catz, which is impressive. Like, keeping up with the Medusa, not far, but obviously not like going huge. But like still having a good lane despite having to lane with Ireki. Up in the offlane, going for the early Veil of Discord. Spicy. This is a very spicy offlane coming out from Antifa with the Puck Chen offlane. Not something I think any of us were expecting here. I like watching this offlane too, because these are some of the actual podcasters from the podcasts that this community is built around. So I think like Strilling's streaming their player perspective, and these games will be talked about in their podcast. Like, it's fun stuff to watch. They definitely, we saw last game, they made a show of it. They played a huge part in Antifarm's decisive victory in Game 1. Pretty standard stuff getting planned otherwise. Phase boots. Wand. Visible enemy. That enemy hero? It must be. It can't be that if you had the old version of Hill Troll heal, you just give your opponents mega wand charges. It looks like they're back. They'll get back in immediately, silencing Parker off of the unpause. But we'll be able to back away. Look at the damage coming out from this Hill Troll Priest too. Outside, some damage getting thrown out on Ricky, but Station will help him back away. Water Ring's gonna get split either way. Distance with the bottle finish. Both sides with the bottle finish. Filling up their water bottles in the mid lane. Outside Maledict still keeping Strilling at bay, as now Zach looking for the kill under tower on Parker, who's low, but does end up having to back away, and that'll give the space to heal up with that healing ward. No points in Voodoo Restoration necessary when you're laning with the Juggernaut. Monster going to get forced back. That's going to give Kevin a lot of space down here in the bot lane. Still no first blood yet. Trying to keep a keen eye on those health bars at the top. It's actually pretty important that Monster gets forced back at this point in the game, because that's right at the 5-minute mark when Station's hitting the nighttime power spike. And that's going to stop Station from being able to play super aggressively off of the beginning of that first mid-time, like they probably want to, although it is some tough heroes to get on, but maybe we could see a kill on the Jakiro soon. Parker going to spin forward, mostly just to farm up these creeps. Not going to keep throwing out the auto attacks, though, and jumps forward with the silence. Looking in the area, too. They are going to get the cask. That's in between, but there is your first blood. Zach brings down Tippy for the first blood, and Parker's going to have to be careful, too. Sterling playing deep, seeing if they can pick it up. They've got the little zap from the Harpy. It's not going to be enough. The Harpy dies to the tower damage. Mid lane distance a little low. Is going to allow Proud to pick up that regen rune. That's going to be pretty big.
For Dire's middle tower.
Oh, and Monster finds the investment banking in the Radiant jungle. Look at 5 bounty. That's a huge. Does that must show up on the? Look at that! Look at those runes. Oh. Now we're gonna get a rotation mid for Tippy. Even high, because I see some heroes mixing up bot. Still not making a big dive. Okay, it's hard because Ricky does not have the impact that most position players have in the laning phase. I've said it so much, but it really defines how this lane will play out. Because normally, as a Night Stalker, it hits that first nighttime, and you're like, let's go, balls to the wall, dive their tower, kill their core. Like, so many kills are normally gotten off of that first power spike that the Night Stalker has. But Medusa's not an easy hero to bring down anyway, so it does still... It would be hard even without the Ricky, and with the more traditional... I say traditional, Ricky is a popular 4 anyway, but a more lane pressuring 4. Now Monster is going to jump in, and Station is going to be set up. The Dual Breath comes out. The Ice Path is going to protect Fuckbell's retreat behind the tower, so still not able to find anything there. Jakiro is a pain to deal with as well, so... Off one for Night Stalker to find. Sterling playing around in the Dire jungle, which Parker has seemed to be forced to retreat into from the pressure of this... Again, Shen tucked off lane. Antifa has brought out in game 2. Medusa's still farming the happiest. 50 last hits, 14 denies. Tiny and Puck on pretty even footing. It's really the big differences between the ones. As you've got Medusa up at the top. Juggernaut down at the bottom. And then pretty even matchups between the Tiny and Puck and Underlord and Night Stalker. Big denies from the Underlord. Distance is stepping up mid off of the Avalanche. Proud in trouble, but has lots of health to work with. Is not currently getting hit by the Avalanche, so I think has fully walked out of it. Let's see. Shoot up for Tippy. What's on this Chen Curry? Nothing. It's leaving. Probably this chainmail. Going straight for the mech on Chen. I like the wards and smokes in the... The Veil of Discord is finished. 4 staff queued up for the Puck. That's a little interesting to me. I'd expect a blink. Oh, you know, it's the Force Staff because you know you're going to be dealing with Ricky Smokescreen and with the Crippling Fear from Station. Those AoE silences that are, like, should be a pretty great answer to Puck. This Force Staff is going to be the tool that lets them get out. And not require the, like, shift cues or the really nice timings of blinks to avoid taking. Although neither of the AoE silences deal damage, so if there's no other AoE source of damage, then the Puck does have a bit more of a window to blink out. But could be still just easier to do the Force Staff. And gives you a little more utility. Because if you're not trying to play like the normal mid Puck, you're not going to have the levels that you do when you're mid. Although doing pretty well on levels so far, because Sterling's been playing in the jungle a lot, and this lane's been going pretty well for them. It gives you more utility than just a blink, so that you know, add that slight extra bit. The fact that you're going to get to this Force Staff faster than your supports would is also big, because you can use them to help out people. Jakiro has the Yules queued up first. Force Staff is going to be so important in this game. Looks like Antifarm's back and feeling alright, hopefully. I think they said it was Puckpal who's feeling not great. That's why they picked him. But hopefully they're doing alright. We won't have too many more causes for illness.
Double damage!
Hippie rotating down here, so 3 heroes in the area with almost a minute and a half left in the night. They're going to set up with the silence onto the Medusa. They are able to cancel the TP, and Kevin does go down. Zach rotates in with the Dreambow, not in time to save Medusa, but could be in time to get some kills for the side of Antifa. Stunned up on the Ricky and the Ice Path Monster, looking for something to blink away to. Station just going to back away, so no blink strike target in the area. Makes sense there to play it safe. I think Station would have been in danger getting that close for Ricky to blink.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see. It's like Proud got the Wraith Pact queued up. I guess that makes sense. There's not a ton of magic damage on the Dire side. It's going to be pretty physical, especially assuming the Tiny is going like the Ags build. Be more magic damage in the early game, but I think the Wraith Pact will kind of outpace once the high physical damage of the Juggernaut and the Tiny come online. Kevin's going to move up to the top lane off of the gank, find safer farm there where the Juggernaut's been pushed out. We'll see not much happening between the two position ones top side. Catz still looking to make something happen bot. They've got the Dark Ascension available, but the supports are going to back away, and that's going to allow back plenty of space here. It looks like they'll smoke towards mid, where you've got Strilling. Proud's going to TP away, so this could be a nice little pickup on Strilling, who's going to walk right into both of them. Melodic comes out, Cask bouncing around on the creep. Brutal situation for a Chen. Strilling actually very high level on the Chen, so you have to see just how much research I had the chance to do when I said that I wasn't aware they were Chen players. Really high levels across the board on a lot of these heroes. Nobody lower than Silver, so everybody has quite a bit of experience on their chosen heroes. Broomcoil is going to come out onto both of the supports into the Ice Path, and here's the Dark Ascension. In response, Witch Doctor will be the first to go down, but it looks like they're going to be set up to get a return kill onto the hero. Zach forced to back away. Station's gonna look to pursue with this Dark Ascension. Plenty of time left on the ult, but Puck is a dodgy hero. Is gonna get the courier kill, so that's pretty nice. I believe that had already arrived with the items. Now gonna turn towards Proud. But that's going to be the end of the Dark Ascension, so we'll back away. Distance not looking to super engaged there. Sterling going to come top now. And probably bother Parker some more, as Sterling's been doing in both of these games. Oh yeah, this is this is a Chen Pinecone. It's just running Parker down. The Pinecones hit, like, surprisingly hard. Because you have the buff from Chen, but, like, the 40 damage and the Acorn... Chen Pinecones now. This tower is good.
Dire's top tower is no more.
Denied.
Things
middle tower is
will go back to being a little quiet. Items, 3 pairs of phase boots, all 3 cores. Phase boots done on Catz. Nothing huge for items yet. Night Stalker working on the Echo Saber has most of that with the Oblivion Staff on the way.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
What's Parker looking at in this game? Has the Falcon Blade. Oh.
Double damage.
Station and Monster find the kill on Fucktail once again.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Death's bounty.
Double damage on Proud is going to make it tough for this tower to last much longer. But Tibby's here and distance was invis, so they're going to get the stun up with the Toss Maledict. Commit the Witch Doctor ult as well. Shirley has to be careful too, going to take a lot of damage stepping into the Witch Doctor ult, and Monster's there to blink in. Distance even gets the deny, so really nice plays from Catz there. Because they're going to have... Well, might be their first... Well, I think they've been a bit in the lead for gold, but... First bigger lead of the series, pretty much, as last game was very snowbally and Antifarm's favor. And now they're going to turn towards Zach and Fuckpals. They jump in, they get the Crippling Fear and the Smoke Screen. Zach will be able to retreat far enough to not be silenced. Now Dream Coil comes out, so it's Tippy who's going to be in trouble. They'll be the first to fall. And now Proud has rotated in with the Fiend's Gate. Throw some damage out onto Station. It won't be enough to bring them down, but it will be enough to force them back. Monster retreating invisibly as well. Now, Anti-Farm will turn their attention towards the mid-tower. You can see this slight gold lead that Catz have is, despite the difference in tower damage, which 2 towers down already on the Dire side, Radiant Tower is almost all at full health. And this is going to be the 3rd tower as well, so lots of tower pressure coming out from this Anti-Farm draft. And that's going to severely cut into the space that this Juggernaut has to farm and open up the map more quickly. So they are going to commit Dark Ascension and jump in on Fuckbow with the stuns from distance. Maledict should be enough to finish off the Jakira. Does go down Sterling low as well, and here comes the Avalanche. So they find both supports. So the tower does not come for free as Catz continue to do what we thought this draft could do and make a lot of moves on the map to find these early kills. But I question... Let's switch over to net worth. I question if the pressure has been put in the right place enough. Because Kevin has been pretty uncontested in their farming. Has died once. They found a really nice kill, I think, on that first Dark Ascension usage. So now Zach is going to rotate in and find Parker. Throws down the silence to prevent a spin. Parker will be able to retreat for now. Gets the kill on the healing ward. 2 more in the area as Kevin comes back in and Sterling joins as well. Here comes Monster trying to help defuse the situation. Throws to... Oh, Monster's got the Sleeping Dart. 15 minutes in, so right on time for the Ricky.
Tower is under attack. Radiant have fortified their structures.
Are hearing it forced to retreat over towards the triangle. Getting good damage on this bot tower though, as this map movement happens. So a good response from Catz, seeing Radiant move up into their jungle. Okay, that means there's enough heroes there. We can take safe from the other side. Looks like Monster will get caught out by enough vision, so they do find the kill on Ricky, but Ricky's probably okay with making enough space for that bottom tower and to get Parker out of trouble. Like, that could have been Parker still trying to farm up in this area. So Monster got them away, let them find space elsewhere.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Like this
tower
pressure
is under
onto
attack.
the top tier 2 is going to get a response from Catz. We'll TP a couple heroes in. Parker will spin through the waves. See if they're going to be able to find something on Sterling. It is still nighttime for quite a bit. The station's going to be looking pretty powerful, and the Omni Slash. Oh, does get diverted into the creep wave right at the end, but will only be a delay. We are going to have Crowd coming through. Oh, can't quite make it to the Fiend's Gate to escape for Sterling. And now here come more of the anti-farm heroes. Parker and Station going to be forced to retreat. Monster throws out the Sleep Dart. And now they're going to pop Dark Ascension, and more heroes have joined for Catz. And as the Fiend's Gate disappears, so do 2 heroes for the Radiant. So Anti-Farm end up losing 3 there. Really great map movements by Catz. This is the kind of stuff that we wanted to see them doing after that game 1 and what it looked like their lineup could do. Just able to create a lot of pressure. Now you're getting great farm. Well, I guess Parker was there, so Kevin's still doing a great job dodging away from this. So even while you have these heroes going down, you're like, well, our Medusa's still farming, so hope you've got a plan for that later. Which honestly, they kind of do. Like, this Tiny has the Echo Saber, so is going full right-click build off the bat. And that means that this is going to be a big source of damage that can probably eat through a Mana Shield. On top of the damage that Jug brings. It makes me like the Wraith Pact even more. See, it looks like it's going to pivot towards the Lotus Orb.
Double damage.
Maybe realized Wraith Pact is not the item it used to be, because I know I've still been like, oh, Wraith Pact would be good here. Oh, wait. No, it's bad. Is now Catz charging forward into main space, but a huge Dream Coil from Zac into the Macropyre. On to 3. They burned down Tippy. Catz forced to retreat now as massive play by Anti-Farm responding to that pressure.
Dire should look to their top tower.
That looked like it was going to be a really scary play coming out from Catz, and Zac with the Dream Coil absolutely turns it around. We're going to smoke up now on Anti-Farm. Don't manage to break on Monster, although now Zac doesn't find Monster, jumps forward with the silence, but gets slept. Monster's going to stick in the area, wants to protect the warding, and now they're going to find distance topside. And they have the damage with Dual Breath and the Firestorm. Parker going to respond, does get caught in the ultimate. Oh no, the creeps. The creeps prevent the Omni Slash from going anywhere. Ice Path thrown down is going to split off the Catz heroes from each other. Monster jumping forward, gets the sleep onto Proud. They think was looking for a Fiend's Gate out of here. Kevin's in the area, is going to have to use the Stone Gaze. Is now stunned up. Hopel going to turn towards Station, who's way behind the Radiant side, but still has plenty of time left on Dark Ascension, so that free padding, flying movement is going to allow them to escape pretty easily. This is seen by the tower, so Zac is going to pursue here with the Invis Rune. And as Dark Ascension ends, nighttime also has ended. Station can be a little caught. Looks like Zac won't continue following through on it as the Dire push in towards the Radiant middle tower. I'm going to spin forward onto Kevin. Doesn't know that Zac is here. He's going to jump forward onto Tippy, who's stepping up from behind. Here's the Dream Coil onto 2. Immediately broken on Tippy. That's a good play with the Glimmer Cape. Is going to get out, and Parker walks it off right in time. Smoke screen to help protect the retreat. That was scary. That could have been really devastating for Catz. Now distance in the same place as before. 3 heroes again. And here comes Parker teleporting in. This looks like this replay of the same fight. Sleep Dart comes out. Onto Proud. Hopel going to get jumped on by Monster. Nice little avalanche from distance. Can Catz turn this? Oh, but here comes the Firestorm damage. Distance falling so low. Last tick does it. Monster does find the kill on Hopel. Tippy in the back. With the ult, Parker is so low, but spins away. Sterling eating the full force of the Death Ward, and now able to get enough distance
Double kill.
Crowd ends up finding the Firestorm kill onto Tippy. Now, Monster jumps forward onto Sterling, picks up the kill that Tippy started. A pretty even fight. I think Antifa getting the better of it with Tiny going down. Yeah, big gold jump for Underlord. So much happened for only 2 heroes on each side to die. Sleep Dart set up onto Puck, but not much in the area.
Surprise!
To respawn. Parker now rotating in, though. Clearing up the AoE silence. Force Staff away, though. It's exactly why Zach built that Force Staff. But Sleep Dart interrupts the teleport, and Omni Slash will get committed to guarantee the kill on the Puck. Lots of damage on Parker now. Maelstrom, Yasha, working on the Manta. Looks like it's going to go into the Swift Blink, which has been pretty popular for Juggernauts. Spins out of the Ice Path. Macropire are going to get thrown down as well, which will deter the push if nothing else. I've been finding space again off of their respawn. The thing's still in Anti-Farm's favor, but it's a much closer game than last time. It's like Station gonna see if they can finish up a BKB. Aetherlund's coming out from Ricky, get that Blink's longer distance and the Sleep Dart from even further away. Tren working on the Guardian Greaves, gonna smoke up right in the creep wave. Probably just to get some moves for wards. Maybe a little intimidation smoke. Hotster and Fuckpal squaring off up here. Shakira's still working on the Ewels. Zach working on the Boots of Travel, so looking to apply more pressure that way. Also has the Witchblade. Building on the Force Staff over Blink, pretty traditional, and that early Veil. Yeah, they're going to engage with the smoke screen, but they get the stun up onto Fuckpal. Parker rotating in as well. They're going to send Tippy here too. Kevin in the area. I think just farming here as the pressure came to them. Proud and Strilling though. They're going to wrap in from the other way, and another 3-man Dream Coil from Zach. Parker spins out of it. Tippy goes down. Monster trying to escape the Stone Gaze as well, and now Parker will fall inside the smoke screen. They're going to try to find Monster as well. They do.
Dominating, I guess.
Station with the Dark Ascension does pick up a nice little return kill on Strilling. Dominating streak for Station. Night Stalker having a good game overall. But Medusa pulling ever further ahead with these slightly anti-farm favored fights.
Dive's top tower is under attack. Dive's top tower
Radiant will pick up the top tier 2 off of that fight. That's the first tier 2 tower to fall of this game, so that'll give the ability to pick up that outpost over anti-farm. Station got to be a little bit careful playing around Zach and jump forward with the silence. If he can Glimmer Cave in, but gets rooted up by Proud. Both supports caught in the pit of malice. But now Zach is the one who's silenced. It's spun down, but not quite enough damage. Able to dodge away. Oh, and the Dream Coil to finish off the escape. Distance Haste Rune, though, is going to chase down Zach. 2 more hits will do it. Finally kill the pesky Puck. And the rest of Anti-Farm going to retreat. So a good pickup for Sync Catz. It'll let them get their outpost back as well. Maybe get some damage into this mid tower. Sleep Dart setup with the spin. Fuckpal goes down. And there's so much damage coming out onto Proud with the nighttime coming through as well from Station. Parker gets a double kill. Juggernaut very much in this game as the dire carry. Sterling and Kevin going to come here and defend this. Sleep Dart onto Sterling. 2-man silence. Trying to avoid Death Gaze. These Omni Slashes have been so brutal for Parker. There's so many creeps getting hit. Now the damage coming out from Medusa is pretty big. Monster has to be careful.
Performance. Double kill.
And Kevin, so much damage.
Double kill.
They just turn and find 4 as the respawns come out. They stay too long. I think they didn't respect what this Medusa has been able to farm, who has the full Ags. The Mystic Snake stuns. And now Distance is in trouble. Gonna get stunned up in the Ice Path, and Macropire is so much damage. Crowd's rotating in behind. Gonna get the Pit of Malice. Oh no, Distance is gonna go down.
Oh no.
So Anti-Farm storm right back in after Catz get their first favorable fight in a while. Trying to lock up a 2-0 series win for Anti-Farm. Catz want to split the series, get that more favorable ranking, set up a good start to their group stage. We said both of these teams coming off a 0-2 performance in their week 1 game. So that is... they're both looking to kind of get back into things with a nice showing in this series. And so far it's been Anti-Farm looking to even up their league record. Obviously tons of time for both of these teams to turn things around in the league as a whole. Dire Scan is going to reveal that this roach is happening. We'll see if they can rush there in time, but the damage is very significant, and the first Aegis will go to Anti-Farm. Zach may be looking at Distance farming this wave. Gonna force that forward, but Distance gets a smell of it, blinks away. Trillion stepping forward has to be careful, but Parker will blink back. The blink finished up on Jug. Gets more mobility in and out of the fights. Monster just being a pesky rookie here. May have to be careful. Puckpal has dust, so they get the sense of where this rookie is. Now Parker gonna blink forward. Dark Ascension popped. Focusing down onto the Jakiro primarily. Kevin still at full health, but low on mana. Parker taking so much damage now for the Omni Slash. I think just to stay alive. Here comes the Death Ward. All of the damage, though, from Kevin and Zach with the Dream Coil. Tower goes down. Distance goes down as well. And now Station trying to keep those supports out of the fight, but is the only one left. Oh, dangerous TP. Just gets away. And just like that, still with the kill lead for Catz, but 7k net worth lead, and most of it is in the hands of this Medusa. So much damage in like an AoE, bouncing between heroes, multi-shotting, Mystic Snake, and all of the damage from Back's Puck as well
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
has been devastating in these fights.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They pick up the tier 3 mid on the back of this fight. Manta dodges the sleep dart. Is going to get silenced, but that does not stop you from taking down these middle barracks. The other range tracks. Oh, and now Ricky going to get caught out by the Ice Path. Parker spinning forward, trying to find something, but he's going to get forced to retreat. Tippy going down as well, trying to get the Death Lord off. Oh, and Zach gets a brutal Dream Coil onto Station. Ice Path follow-up. That's another kill, so Anti-Farm going to continue pushing onwards. Pit of Malice. Distance might have to be careful now here, too. Ice Path doesn't quite connect. And he does get to walk it off. But just... pressure. It's only 30 minutes in, but Kevin is huge. And it feels so hard for Catz to stand up to the sustain and the damage of Anti-Farm. Trying to just keep them off of the tier 4s. Anti-Farm maybe going to be able to finish this now. Got that Wraith Pack damage coming out from Crowd as well. The AoE damage is massive in these fights. Lotus Orb is going to cause Ricky to take a nap. Parker jumps forward. The last-ditch effort of the damage. Tippy cannot do anything. Torn apart by Kevin. Now Parker going to get the Omni Slash. Distance tries to get some just dodge by Zach. The Force Staff has been brilliant. Parker goes down. They do get Fuckpal in response, but now Kevin finishes off the Tiny. No buyback on Jug or Tiny. Station looking for a kill on Zach, but jumps away with the Dream Coil. Meanwhile, The supports go down in the base. Station's the last one alive for Catz. No buybacks available. Maybe gonna get just a feel-good last kill on this puck. Oh, gonna get dodged. Oh my god, the blink away. The base is falling. Finally, they bring down the puck. And that's GG. Antifarm take a quick 2-0 victory in the series. Really impressive showing from them. Great fight put up by Catz. Great bounce back from game 1. Already that they got that last second puck kill. God, they finished with the Divine Rapier on Kevin. I entirely missed that happened. I looked at the items not too late in the game. When did that get picked up? How? Okay, it was the last second. It was the last second. I didn't miss it. Yeah, hopefully everybody is feeling all right, gets the rest they need. Tough to be playing sick, but ends up getting the win. Really impressive showing. I got to give the MVP of that match to Zach, and I think joint MVP of the series, Zach and Sterling. Feels like I'm just sucking up to the podcasters, but like they really brought out so much pressure in both of those games to give Antifarm the space to farm. So impressive work there. That'll wrap up this series. There's a couple more series still happening tonight. Let's see what the next one is. Or no, just one more series. No Limits versus BBA is at 9:30 in an hour and a half. So I'm definitely not going to continue streaming for that. I'll wrap up stream, and then if I end up casting that one, I'll hop back on for it. I guess I could, like, play a game or something at the time, but I'll just give my voice a rest. But yeah, that is kind of the whole story for this series. Antifarm takes it 2-0, evens off their group stage record at 1-1 for their series. Catz fall to 0-2, but like we said, still plenty of time to bounce back. And definitely showed really strong across the board. Really great movements from Station. And Monster, we were seeing how scary that poor Ricky can be with the setup. Just needed a little bit more in the early game. A few of their fights to go more of their way. And it would have been a totally different game. We saw it, how even it was, until finally Kevin, who'd just been getting the space they needed, comes out of the jungle, shows up. Pretty much just ends the game off of a few fights. So yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for joining. Like I said, might be back on later for the No Limits versus BBA series. We'll see who else is up for casting. If there's already streams happening, then probably won't bother. But yeah, this was fun. Thanks so much for the follow, PM Kellner. Really appreciate it. And I hope the rest of y'all have a great night.